Hey, what's going on? Jeff Nail here. It is a day of the week. Um, I felt like talking about social networking, believe it or not, since we are, in essence, right now, social networking. And I feel like with every new technology, not that social media is new, but it's new to some. And even the some that it's not new to, we're still missing something. And I believe that across technological advances, there is a level of etiquette that is not taught. So, for instance, with email, saying hello, greeting the person, ending it well, sincerely, thank you, so on and so forth. Knowing when and when not to reply all and or CC or BCC, all that good stuff. With speakerphone, you want to announce everybody who's in the room. Like, hey, Jeff, just wanted to let you know before you start talking and spilling all the beans, I got you on speakerphone. There's 17 other people in the room. Jack, Jim, Jane, Joe, so on and so forth, And, there's certain levels of etiquette that are missing in with us using technology. And with social media, same deal. I feel as if, and I've shared this in a post that I wrote a little over a year ago, actually. And it was about how we go about meeting new people on social media and interacting with people, having conversations. I guess that's all the same. But but I feel as if the etiquette in terms of relationship building and deepening and conversations is lost for a good amount of people. And I feel like if we continue to focus on getting better in that aspect, our respective experiences on social media will be collectively better. People will begin to be more productive. You'll lose the stigma of social media being toxic, because all the technological advances that I mentioned, whether it be email, speakerphone, so on and so forth, the technology isn't toxic. We as the people are toxic. And, with our great desire to connect with as many people as possible, reconnect with all these friends that you just had like one interaction with, or people that you went to school with that you never talked to, but you remember their face and you connect with them. I mean, we're all guilty of it to a degree. I mean, even like right now, you get a job somewhere and immediately either you or coworkers are wanting to connect, for better or worse. But, the people that we come across in life, for, moments at a time, aren't necessarily vetted to know if that connection is built to last. And I'm not saying that you should go through it and not connect with people, because I think there's magic in connecting with as many people as you can, productively and on a quality basis, not just like law of large numbers, fishing with dynamite, but in connecting with as many people as possible and being thoughtful towards connecting. I think it's ever important to understand that you're going to have different viewpoints from the people that you're connecting with. You don't know anything about them. And I look at social media kind of like the assembly line. We're working on an assembly line, say we're building cars. And, at the point of, and say we have more creative control than just being on the assembly line and just taking what we get. We have creative control to build whatever we want on this assembly line. So what we decide to, on an automated basis, put on that assembly line are the only supplies that we can use. So social media being part of my analogy, my visualization, the people, and more importantly, content of the people is what you're automating on your assembly line. So if they are going through something, if they're going through a traumatic situation in their life, if they've gone through traumatic situations in their life, so on and so forth, it's all on the assembly line, boom, going in the brain, boom, coming out the brain. And that can be great, it can be amazing, or it can be pretty dangerous, to be quite honest. And it takes a lot of proactive measures to monitor and inspect the content on your assembly line. So it's ever important to, Facebook automatically opts you in. You connect with Jeff Nail, you're automatically seeing Jeff Nail's posts the following moment. As soon as you refresh the page, you're seeing my content for the last few posts, for better or worse. And I hope better. So in thinking of that, I think it's really important to not allow new connections to opt in without knowing about their content. So when you connect with someone, it's important to look beyond like pictures and stuff, jokes and things of that nature. Well, I mean, like it's important to look beyond that and try to get a personality gauge on the person that you're connecting with. Are they just constantly selling me something? Are they constantly talking negatively? Are they constantly being uplifting? Are they constantly eating? whatever it is, these are things that you need to take into account when making new connections, because these are things that are going to subconsciously change your brain chemistry from moment to moment. Every time you log in, you have the possibility of seeing one of my posts. So how does that make you feel? And if it doesn't make you feel good, you should go to my page and click the little checkbox. Don't unfriend me, please. I don't want any lost friends. I don't want that grief. but I mean, if you must, unfriend me. But hit that checkbox and click unfollow. And that isn't disrespectful to me. My content just doesn't align with what you have going on right now. And that's not to say that you can't come like on a manual basis and check in on me, see what's going on. Whatever I missed, I haven't seen or talked to Jeff in, blah blah blah. And I think that it's very powerful in that vein. So me, for instance, I follow, and this is no offense to any of you, I follow things that I am trying to learn and people that I need to fuel the passion and drive and mission that I have going on right now. So I follow some I follow Spanish speaking groups, photography groups, vegan groups. What else is going on? Philosophical groups, mental health, all types of deals. So I'm getting, like, when I log in at any given moment, I get a book recommendation. I get a new recipe to try in the kitchen. I get some tips on how to take better pictures, being an aspiring professional photographer, in my hobbies, if you will, in the background. So with that, I follow some financial industry groups and posts and content. And, these are things that are not necessarily going to be toxic. I mean, Do toxic things slip in? I mean, absolutely. I mean, you go in the comment section on most posts, and there's always somebody like quote unquote trolling the post, and trying to get people's blood pressure higher. And I typically will just pass that up, because based on how the current Facebook algorithms work, things that you don't want to see or things that make you mad, I will either blow past that or, make sure that it doesn't hit my timeline again. Or if it's, like over the top, like offensive, I'll report it, to be honest. But I think it's very important to properly police your information, the information that's popping up in your head. So I mean, like, we even go, I'm talking about social media and things, but you go a step further, listen, like, look at the content that is coming into your head on a daily basis, whether it be, the news through Facebook or social media specifically, whether it be the music and radio station you're listening to, the movies, television shows you watch, it's all planting seeds. And you plant a seed today. I mean, perfect example. I have this pot of dirt, and it has literally sat out on my patio for a year. And during this quarantine, I planted some things in it and started watering this dirt that was pretty much dehydrated. It was dry. I mean, we're in the desert, and it was just sitting out in the sun for over a year. So anyway, I started watering this dirt, and the first thing that pops up is something that I didn't even recently plant. Like, this seed was planted literally like 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago. So I mean, like, that is the perfect example of how great or detrimental the automation of your news feed or your timeline, whatever social media platform, is on your mental health. And then you take it a step further, as far as, beyond mental health, getting rid of the toxicity. But then at that point, when you're able to win in that category, what's next? That's when you can automate some of the content that you want to get better at, that you want to learn, that that can enhance your career or your personal life, things of that nature. So I just wanted to leave you with that. Be mindful of how you utilize this great power that is social media. And I challenge you that if there is a negative feeling within you after you scroll for 90 seconds on any particular feed, I would suggest and encourage that you have work to do. As we all do. Because it's not like a set it and forget it. I mean, like, I'm constantly hitting those 3 dots on certain content that slips in my feed, like, snooze for 30 days, put you on probation, or like hide this person until I turn it back on. And person or company, page, whatever it is, I think it's important. So that's my take. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I'm not the guru. This is just my experience. So looking forward to hearing some differing opinions, some same opinions, and see how the conversation goes. Talk to you later.